good day, everybody. Welcome to the Autodesk Cloud Construction webinar. For all of you who don't know, my name is Dino Kapic. This is my mugshot or my photo, so everybody can put a face to the name. For those of you who don't know, I have been an applications engineer here at Modena for 4 years, and I have seen some amazing Autodesk platforms and features. Today, we will be guiding you through the new Autodesk Docs platform. We are going to go through some features and overviews, as well as deep dive into certain topics. So let's give this a spin. Let's go. So for our webinar agenda today, we are going to be focusing on these key items. First, we are going to go through the context of the webinar. So why we are needing the Autodesk Docs platform. Secondly, we are going to go through some notable differences between the previous BIM 360 Docs platform as well as the new ACC Docs platform. We are going to guide you through some features such as the new interface, the document controls, the viewers that come with the ACC, as well as the centralized issue tracking tool. We're going to go through some additional features. And then from there, I'm going to talk about the Autodesk Docs user access. And then finally, we're going to start with our Q&A. So we will open up this webinar for a Q&A session, and we'll answer as best as we can. So a bit of context. We connect workflows, teams, and data at every stage of construction. Bring every project team together from design to turnover on a single construction software platform. So everything we do, whether it is in design, whether we are planning, whether we have phased into construction, or we are operating the building, this all comes with immense amount of data. All of it which needs to be a single source of truth, and of course be based on one unified platform. So the platform that we are going to speak about is of course the Autodesk Construction Cloud, or for short, the ACC. Some noticeable differences between BIM 360 and ACC Cloud. Let us show you. As usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line between the two. It is pretty easy to see the differences between the BIM 360 hub and the ACC hub. The ACC is more streamlined, simplistic, and easier to navigate than the BIM 360. Other differences include where your project stays. So for example, BIM 360 projects versus the unified project. When you click on a project in BIM 360, it will open in BIM 360. So that means all BIM 360 projects stay within the BIM 360 hub, and all ACC projects stay within the ACC or unified project base. BIM 360 can only view BIM 360 projects. However, ACC doesn't just view its own projects, but it will showcase your BIM 360 projects as well to tell you when and where and which projects you have utilized and on which platform. And then finally, BIM 360 requires a BIM 360 subscription. The ACC requires an ACC subscription. So one of the features I want to showcase to you guys today is the interface. So when we talk about the interface, we need to understand that there have been features approved upon within the ACC Docs side. So the basic one is the simplistic navigation of the interface. The idea is we can access different types of features, or if I could say, elements within our projects. So access all your project data. This includes your drawing and modeling files, PDF, Word documents, and Excel documents. And of course, with Office 365, edit your Microsoft documents within ACC. If you have access to Collaborate Pro, edit your Revit files and link from the cloud from your ACC platform. Remember, the data lives on this unified platform now. Set up reviews and approvals on documents as well as folders. Transmit files and folders to different team users on the platform. Run issue elements for snagging models, drawings, and even site works. All the data lives within ACC Docs. Issues connects with ACC Build, Collaborate Pro, Model Coordination, and even the new ACC Takeoff. All issues created in the platform can be automated into a report, whether it be a summary of all specific issues or a detail of every specific issue. When we talk about the document control, the features that have been improved upon here is the quick access to all your data, your folder structures, your reviews, your transmittals, your issues. The additional features that follow along here is that we can set up security protocols to control the level of access to the data. Allow users to see all data in the project or access one folder. It's up to you. Subscribe to a folder to get notifications of any changes, whether a user has uploaded a new revision on a drawing, marked up on a model or a drawing, and even more. ACC will notify you by email so long as you have subscribed. Transmittals is now even easier, so easily create and share transmitted items within project team users. Track with a full audit trail. And by the way, it's not just multiple files now, but also folders that can be issued as a transmittal. Document and approvals and reviews reduce manual effort and automate the review of drawings, models, and documents before publishing and sharing. And again, it's not just a file, but the folder included now. So let's take a look at what this ACC platform looks like. When navigating ACC Docs, you'll notice that on the far left side, you have your quick accesses like files, reviews, transmittals, issues, reports, and of course, quick access to members. In case you need to shift out of any of your services and change to a different one, like BIM 360 Docs, on the top left-hand corner, select the drop-down and navigate to where you want to go. Your center column here under project files, you'll see that there are two breakdowns once more for the field, for all field documentation, as well as project files that does still connect to your desktop connector. And then finally, on the far right-hand side is where you get to preview all your types of documents, whether it be Revit files, Word documents, Excels. It would be shown here within a thumbnail view, or of course a listing view. With regards to your folder structures, again, when you select on your three dots, you can add folders, upload to folders, download source files, set up attribute settings, and of course sort by whether it's A to Z or Z to A. But what's most impressive now that we get to see is if I go to one of my folder structures, for example, Modena architecture, I can simply select the drop down here and I can submit this entire folder. So I don't have to go now select different types of files to submit for a review. I can take this entire folder and submit for review. And the same goes for transmittals. I can select this entire folder and transmit it to a different consultant. And keep in mind, if you subscribe to your folders, whatever gets uploaded, whatever issue is tagged within that file, within that folder, you will be notified via. Sorry about that, seems like the videos are cutting off, but we can still carry on. So when it comes to the Autodesk Docs viewer, the features that have been approved upon here is that we can access different file viewers. So access these different files with different viewers to preview or analyze what has been uploaded to the platform. Get the right information into the right hands with structured folders and robust permission tools. So additional features that follow along with this, of course, is a full set of markups to redline drawings and models. You have easy model and drawing navigation tools. This includes first-person walkthroughs, measuring tools, and meta property data that you can select within the viewer itself. So you can see what your designers have been adding to, whether it be a line or a 3D component item. Of course, the version control follows along within the ACC docs. So version control to see when a file has been uploaded and by which user. Always see the latest version and backtrack to older versions with access to download those previous versions as well. Version comparing tool has become a lot more extensive here. So we have the means to compare 2D files as well as 3D files within the ACC docs. So let's go take a look at this. Any and all documentation that sits within the ACC Docs service do come with a version history tag. If you look at my page now, you'll see that I have a Revit folder here with a version that says V3 or version 3. If I select on version 3, it's going to show me the history of this document. The history that includes is, of course, your date and time of when this was uploaded, and of course, who uploaded or which user actually uploaded this document. What's even more impressive now that we are seeing is that comparison of documentation or of drawing and modeling items have become even easier within the platform. So by simply saying compare versions, I can go compare version 3 with version 2 and simply select compare. From here, I simply confirm, and then I let ACC do the rest for me. So it does take a bit of time, whether it is 2 to 10 minutes. And what ACC is going to do is overlay 2 models for you. You'll see that there are 3 color palettes within the change box. Green for everything that is added, red for everything removed, and yellow for everything that has been modified. So when we talk about modified items, these are items that have been shifted or items that have been overridden or edited. Added items, of course, are everything that you've added and copied in the project, and remove speaks for itself. These are all items that have been removed out of the project. If you want to isolate key areas, for example, the modifying items, you can switch off add and remove. Select within the filter list what you require to see, for example, the second railing, which will highlight in the model. When these items have been selected, you'll note that there is an information box that appears. This information box is going to tell you the difference of the railing and how it was modified between version 2 and version 3, whether it is a slight shift or an aggressive one. Note though that it's not only 3D elements that can be compared. Items that are 2D, such as CAD files, PDFs, these too can go through a comparison function. And it's simple. Again, select your version, choose the compare feature, choose the 2 versions you want to compare with, and simply compare. From here, once more, you confirm what you are comparing. And then let ACC do the rest for you. So again, it's going to overlay these 2 drawings on top of each other. So when you're looking at the compared document, you'll see that it breaks down the colors to red and blue. Red is everything that has been added to the project. Blue is everything that has been removed from the project. So whether it's something small like tables and chairs that have been shifted, you can even see the elements that have been updated and of course elements that have been added. And that is the beauty about the 2D comparison tool. Instead of printing tons of documents and sifting through what are the potential changes, allow the ACC platform to do it for you. All right, so when it comes to the Autodesk Docs, especially the issue item, this is an improved upon feature. So we increase the accountability and track and resolve issues from a single centralized list. This can be done for single users, roles, or companies. So you will have access, addition to this feature, of course, assigning the issue to a user, a role, or a company, and filter between those 3 points. Link documentations to the issue from your computer or from the ACC platform itself. View the activity log of the issues. So this way you can see who is doing what on the issue, who uploaded a document, who linked a document, who answered the issue. And then finally, issue links to other ACC services. So if you are running ACC Build, Collaborate Pro, Coordination, Takeoff, Cost, Assets, these will link back to your Autodesk Docs platform. Again, this is one single source of truth. This is where all our data is going to be managed from. Within the ACC Docs environment, while you are viewing a 2D or 3D drawing, there are tools to help you highlight key specific areas if there are problems that are occurring. For example, if I zoom into any one of these ablution blocks, I can use the markup tab on the side here to highlight the area. But to enhance this and to take it even further, I can utilize something called issues. Issues are almost like a job card that can be tracked within the project. So by looking for the little circle with a tick, you can go select and choose the type of issues that you are building within the project. For example, this is a designing issue. And if I place it on top, I can now coordinate a new type of design for this particular ablution block. So I can go assign it a title, a status whether it's open or closed, the type of design being a design type issue, any unique description. So please add an additional ablution block. And what's most important is I can assign this to anybody on the project, and it becomes their sole responsibility to comment, update, and of course, communicate this back to me. The moment you select the assign to feature, that user will be getting an email to notify them that there is an issue outstanding on their side. You can go even further with your little template here by assigning a location detail, ground floor, first floor, whatever the case is. And of course, you can now add a due date. So the idea is you have a 2-day turnaround to fix the issue at hand. And of course, you can see the starting date and of course the root cause of this item. And the most important thing is the activity log. So the idea is as the issue is developing, if there are any comments, photos, documentation, it will come through the activity log and you can see who is doing what within the project. So there are other features now with Autodesk Docs. So the idea is more. We always want more, and Autodesk will give us more, such as reviewing and approval of documents, transmittals of documents between users, companies, and roles, member listings to see the quick access to show all members on the project without navigating to project administration now. View deleted items. This is a brand new feature now where we can see deleted items on the platform. Filter folders within the ACC Docs as well. So if you can't find a specific folder, search, type it, and find it like so. Of course, filter files goes even further than that. So if you're looking for a particular file, you can filter according to the naming convention. And then finally, the automated reports. Now, instead of logging on to Insight, you have the report functionality in ACC Docs, and this will allow you to run reports, whether it is a summary of specific issues or a detail of specific issues. It depends on you and how you want to run the reports. Just another thing to note when it comes to the ACC and how users have access now to the platform. So if we have 2 users running on a project, both users sit on their own siloed hubs. Both users have access to the ACC Docs. And now this is where the beauty of the product comes in. Both users can be on each other's hubs and share information. So between user 1 and user 2, you can access or are allowed to access other ACC Hub Docs as well. And this is because of the bring your own license scheme. So no longer will user 1 have to buy licenses for other users, he can just tell others to bring their own. And the same goes for user 2. Keep in mind that with the ACC Docs, services that connect to ACC Docs include the ACC Collaborate Pro, the ACC Coordination, which comes with Collaborate Pro, by the way, ACC Build services that include assets, costs, project management, and so forth. And then finally, the new feature that we want to talk about further down the line is the ACC Takeoff service. Now, the features that you see here within the listing will be separate webinar events. Next week, we are going to be jumping into the Collaborate Pro and how that connects with the ACC Docs. So that is all from my side. I'm sure some of you do have questions. So if you do have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask. We are going to switch on our cameras, and we do have a surprise guest here today. So on my side, on the left here, you'll see Michael Bremenkamp. He's one of our sales guys for the ACC. And we'll try our best to actually guide you through or answer the questions to the best of our abilities. So with regards to the platform, anything noticeable that you found?
No, Dino, I think it's been some great development that Autodesk has actually put into the Autodesk Construction Cloud. Autodesk's moved along since BIM 360. It was initially released, so there's been a lot of development put in it to obviously benefit the industry. And I think now with Autodesk actually including the Autodesk Docs in the AEC collection, giving the guys a lot more functionality and capability at their fingertips makes life easier. And I see also one of the questions we've just got here from Jacques. He's actually asked, is the Autodesk Docs and BIM 360 Docs the same thing?
So Jacques, this is actually a very good question. We kind of answered it about 2 weeks back, but I'm more than happy to say it again. They are not the same thing. They both run on separate platforms. BIM 360 Docs runs with BIM 360, and ACC Docs runs with the Autodesk Cloud Construction.
Easy enough. We've got another question, actually. It's regarding the platform. Mary says, does Autodesk Docs include access to projects in the BIM 360 projects?
So what was the question again from Mary?
So does Autodesk Docs include access to projects on, say, a BIM 360 hub?
So the idea here is if you already have your BIM 360 licenses and you purchase an ACC Docs license, you will be able to see your different projects within the unified platform. And they will be represented by 2 characters, a B for BIM 360 projects and a globe for ACC projects. I see that we've got a question here from Karim. With which design software does Docs integrate? Civil 3D, question mark. All right, so this is actually a really cool question. Collaborate Pro, or the design software that connects with the ACC Docs, connects your Revit users to the cloud-based platform for what's a collaboration. Then it also connects to other softwares, but this is not for collaboration. This is more for the Revit users to take and use directly from the cloud process. And this is Civil 3D for most of your topographical services being brought into Revit. And then, of course, Plant 3D for all planting elements to be brought into Revit as well.
Guys, if there's any more questions, please send them. We can actually, we've got another one here.
I gotta say though, before we jump on to the next question, one of the things that struck me about the whole ACC application is the way we actually navigate. In the past, with BIM 360, I had to go to the left-hand corner, click, go to project administration, go to this, go to that, go to members. And it gets a little bit tedious, honestly. One thing that doesn't change though is, of course, I'm going to have multiple tabs open for different services. But again, that quick access on the left-hand side where we can see our reporting, our transmittals, even our members sheet. But the most important one is that reporting tool. I can't wait to utilize that a little bit more.
I think a lot more people need to start playing with it and start actually seeing what its capabilities actually are.
Yeah.
I think everyone has this misconception that it's very limiting. But that's why I said earlier is that Autodesk has been really doing some phenomenal work with adding different platforms to give us these capabilities to make life easier. We know COVID has put a hold on a lot of projects and capabilities for people, but I think now with people getting access to this platform, it's really, really speeding up a lot of processes for people. And people are not just using it for a project that they're working on, they're actually utilizing it within their own business environment. And that's one of the benefits. And I think that's where the question from Jacques actually comes in, because he actually says here, can you actually share information from your Autodesk Docs with somebody who doesn't have an Autodesk Docs license?
So when it comes to Autodesk Docs elements, the best way to share information is to have the access. So if you have a Docs access and I have one, by all means, I can invite you to my project without providing a license. Bring your own. And at the same time, if I'm looking to share specific information, there is a feature within ACC Docs to share information by link or by email as well.
Oh, that's a cool feature.
That is so we're still looking into the feature. There's always a catch here and there. But if you guys have the question, if you want to talk to us after this event, you know you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, definitely. You can contact us and one of your account managers will get in contact and they'll be able to share any information, pricing with you, or even one of our technical guys if there is something that you really do require a little bit higher level type of information from. So that's what we're here for. There was a question from Nick. It says, can I work offline if I don't have internet access? And how does it work?
Okay, so the offline feature is only for the desktop connector. So you can't work on a web browser without internet. You know, you'll see that little dinosaur, and then the only thing to do there is to play the game. However, if you've got the desktop connector installed on your PC, you can download content from the desktop connector that will be available for you to edit and update. And the moment you have internet access, it does synchronize back to the cloud and then updates it in the Autodesk Docs environment for you.
Once you actually get back to connectivity.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Makes sense. Is there any other questions that we might have from any of our guests? No, nothing at the moment, but we'll give it a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. But in the meantime, you know what? I'm actually looking forward now as well to the Collaborate Pro webinar, because I'd love to demonstrate to you guys how we actually connect Revit into Collaborate. And if we have time, maybe we'll show some civil 3D stuff or plant 3D stuff.
I think it'd be great. I mean, we are actually putting together a lot of webinars surrounding the Autodesk Construction Cloud. I mean, Dino is going to be probably running most of them, but we do have other application engineers and BIM managers who are going to be doing these. And I think it's important that everybody is aware of the different capabilities out there and what can actually benefit their business. And all we can say, guys, is if you do get an email from us or check us out on LinkedIn, join the webinars. It's very informative. If there's other questions that you might have, like we said, contact us directly. That's what we're here for. We're here to help and advise you guys to help your business and, you know, streamline processes for your organization.
I see that there's one last question here. Franco asks, does the existing BIM 360 app, Android or iOS, work on the new Autodesk 360? Now, that's a great question. The shortest answer is no. The BIM 360 application is for BIM 360 projects only. However, with the ACC, there is an application called Plan Grid that does connect to your ACC Docs, Build, Collaborate, where you can see that information. Now, not saying that it is the final product. We are expecting a ACC application to come out as well.
Yeah, very shortly.
But we are awaiting Autodesk to give us further details on that.
So Franco, we will send you some information once we've had the confirmation. We'll release it to everyone. And otherwise, if you do want to speak to Dino and get a bit more information on it, please give us a shout and let us know.
Yes. All right, so that's all the questions for today. So key things to remember, guys, when it comes to the Autodesk Cloud construction, that if you are in either design, plan, build, or operate, your Autodesk Docs is the base platform for all the data between these stages. And it is the future of the Autodesk Cloud construction process. So as Jacques would like to say, and as I'm looking at him now, this is the way, and this is the new cloud features from Autodesk. Guys, thank you so much for your time again. And we hope to see you next week for our next session for Collaborate Pro.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dino.
Thanks,
guys, for joining.